Now, as I said earlier on, Nigeria will be celebrating 60 years of the independence anniversary, and it's going to be a low-key one, according to Lai Mohammed, and of course the president, and I said earlier on, to run for a year till September ending 2021. Of course, we'll talk more about that, of course, the journey so far. Nigeria is not small again. 60 years is not a joke. But we have it that the indigenous people of Biafra, that's the IPOB, have declared a sit-at-home order on October 1st. And a lot of questions come to mind of the fact that there's still, or rather Nigerians have not been able to utilize the strength of unity in diversity. So I'll start with you, Nuruddin Adigbenro. We have lots of factions here in Nigeria.
Well, even the structure of Nigeria, when we even have that name, Niger area, before it metamorphosed into Nigeria, even the structure on it was structure that is based on ethnicity, that is based on religion. So it's very obvious. So if you have a kind of a structure like this, when you are building on it, what did you want to have? So from the inception, there is no unity. In fact, it's just like husband and wife that you were forced to marry together. So, and that was the real reason. And another thing again is that, well, October 1st will be 60, but at the same time, if you have a 60 years that you still spoon feed, if you have a 60-year-old person that is still bedwetting, if you have a 60-year-old that cannot decide on anything, if you see a 60-year-old person that cannot utilize all the strength and power that God has endowed with it, so you have to rate that kind of 60-year-old person. Maybe he's alive or dead, because it's not, when we say somebody is dead, it's not about somebody no more. No, there are some people that can be alive and they are as dead. But one thing that we are still looking at is this. Now we are 60. We are going to be 60 October 1st. Yeah. Look at the element of disunity. It's not only IPOB that October 1st is so synonymous. There are some parts of Odua People's Congress. Yeah. There are some that are Yoruba, different Yoruba groups that are calling for Odua Republic. Yeah. They want to have a mass process also on October 1st. Ibadan, to be precisely, and some other places. Even in UK and US, they are also planning Yoruba persons there. But one thing there I want to ask is this. If we are 60 years and there is no synergy within all the ethnic group in Nigeria in terms of power sharing, in terms of human capital, in terms of benefit that you should get from a country. Because what we are talking about, everybody will talk about America, talk about UK. People always particular about what they get from their own country. And some people will say, what have you done for your own country? In Nigeria, as a country, they're supposed to be giving us certificates. Certificate in the sense that when you want to travel anywhere, you should hold that certificate that if you can live in Nigeria, there is no country you cannot evaluate. You live in a country where there is no security. You live that you have to pay for your own security. You live in a country where you have oil as natural resources, but you pay more for oil. You live in a particular country where there is no pipe-borne water, that you are the one that will be water corporation of yourself. You live in a particular country that there is no electricity. You have to pay more, and you pay for fuel to fill your generator. So this kind of country that is 60 years, people have to look at it. This 60-year-old country, what have I gained from this country? What are the benefits that I've gained for this particular country? And when you look at the travail from 1960, we move from independent constitution, from cabinet system of government, will move time from the one of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe to the time where we have Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe Alhaji Tafawa Balewa sharing the power in the cabinet system. From there to 1966, when we have the first coup in Nigeria, and down to the time we have Alhaji Shehu Shagari coming to being Obasanjo in Iran, Buhari in Iran, down to 1999, that we'll be having successive executive president. What have we really gained? Is a big question.
All right. 60 years, according to people, is the beginning of a new cycle of life. He has listed lots of things that have gone wrong with Nigeria, and I'm sure that there's no country that is perfect. But for 60 years, I know that we had lots of aspirations for the country, but we see it as a new beginning of a cycle of life. Don't you see it that way? That probably we can learn from our past and begin a new cycle in this new jubilee.
There's nothing to be learned. And the people who are leading us are not ready for us to learn. In a country where you say the unity of a country is non-negotiable. I've never heard that. Just like marriage. Somebody want to go into marriage, you say you will not know the woman you want to get married to, you will not know the qualification, you will not know anything about the woman, you are blindfolded and pushed into the marriage. Can such a marriage last? Our coming together was never discussed. It was for the convenience of the colonial administrators. Just because they wanted to use the money from the south to run the north, that was how they forced us together in 1914. And 104 years down the line, what are we seeing? Disagreements everywhere. And somebody said that, somebody in his right sense of thinking said that there is no need to negotiate, no need to think. If you don't negotiate, then you disintegrate. That is it. And we are heading towards that with what is happening today. That you cannot move from one part of the country to the other peacefully. When you want to travel, you have to fast for God to protect you. Is it only in Nigeria we have God? We have God all over that control the whole world. Do you need to fast in the US before you travel from one part of the country to the other? You have herdsmen killing people daily. None of them have been arrested. They told us the herdsmen that belong to a region, a tribe before. Suddenly, propagandists are in power now. They say they don't have tribe. They don't have name. And you have a government that is condoning their people are being slaughtered every day. And you think that...
Then what do you expect the government to do now? Because we can't continue flogging the goat and saying, okay, this country is bad and we've seen lots of lapses. There should be a way or a path.
Have we not been speaking? I, for one, for the past 15 years, I've been an analyst. For the past 15 years, going from one radio to the other, from one television station to the other. On these galas, I've been here for 12 years. I've been writing for different papers, newspaper and magazine. Have we not been speaking? We have been speaking. And they think that they have power. And one thing is that there is nobody that is more powerful that can force 200 million people together. By the time it's going to explode, nobody will be able to control it. And that is why we need to come to discuss. If they want us to remain one, we must discuss our terms and conditions with which we are going to be together. But that's longer they are floating all over the places that the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. If it is not negotiable, it will disintegrate.
All right, thank you very much, Victor Ayo. Of course, we will still say Nigeria is a country blessed with natural resources. I mean, look at our culture. We are so widely blessed. I mean, if you look at other countries, other continents, you see lots of natural disasters. But I can say Nigeria is one country that's been blessed. And we do not have a situation of earthquake, wildfires. I think we need to put our books together. Nigeria is at 60. Let us come together and carry Nigeria up. I think there was a musician that sang something like that. Let's all come together. Was it Sonny Adeo that sang yes? Let's all come together and carry this nation up. This is where we'll draw the curtains for today's edition of Editors Forum. Thank you very much, Victor Aya. Nuruddin Adegbero, to my beloved audience, thank you for always being a part of Editors Forum on Galaxy Television. I am Rita Omodia. God bless Nigeria.